crazy here in the library if I was just talking to myself without the recording actually going. Alright, Jason Price here. Just recording. Alright, so hopefully you watched part 1. If not, what are you doing watching part 2 before part 1? Go watch part 1, then come back. But, so now I'm going to show you, now that you've learned how to do a search and all those kind of things, and of course, you know, if you wanted to be more specific, if you only wanted things with George Washington in the title, I mean, you can change some stuff, right? We were just doing keyword searches based off of that, but you can say, all right, well, I only want things that have George Washington in the title. And we still have all our other restrictions, and now we just have 5 instead of having 40. So, depending on what you're looking for, this actually analyzes, right? This article analyzes the text of a letter to George Washington by Thomas Paine, okay? So, 21 pages. Let's say that this was something that interests you, and this was the article that you were actually going to read. You can do a number of things. You can click on the blue link, and it'll take you to another page with all the bibliographic information on it. Or you can immediately click on right down here below before we get to number 2. You can see there's the options for full text. This one happens to have HTML and PDF both. You can see that the second one only has PDF and so on, and 4 and 5 only have HTML. But for argument's sake, let's go ahead and click on this first one so I can show you what the page looks like. Okay, and so you click on the actual title of the article, and what it does, it kicks you to a page that looks like this. So in the middle, here's all of that information that we had. Previously, gives you the abstract and all the bibliographic information. On the left, you got the PDF and HTML full text options. On the right, you've got all the toolbars. Okay, so let's start off easy. You actually want to read the thing. Okay, you click on either one of these two on the left-hand side. You click on the HTML, and it takes you to the HTML version of it. And you can print that off if you want to, if you're not so big on actually reading. If it's got the HTML version, the computer will actually read it to you. So you just click the play button, obviously. And of course, you have one of 3 lovely accents to choose from. So I don't know if anybody ever uses that, but it's an option. If you want the PDF full text version, which most people do, I like to use it and print it off, or you can, you know, open it up and save it and that kind of stuff. You just click on the PDF version, and here it is. Here's the entirety of the article. And so there you go. That's all there is to it. So fairly straightforward on that, I would hope. So no problems there. So that's how you find and read an article. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, you could do a number of things. Some of your instructors ask for the permalink on something. Well, if they ask you to send them a link to the article that you're doing, you can't just go up here and copy and paste the URL that's in the bar there and send it. You need to click on permalink, and then it creates something right there where the permalink, and you just copy and paste that. And if you send it to an instructor, they can just, when they get that link, they can just click on it. It takes them straight to this page. So that way, you know, your instructor can see if that's going to be an acceptable article without you having to print the whole thing off and slip it under their office door, or, you know, whatever. It's just a lot quicker and a lot easier, and if you're not in Trio and you have to pay for your prints, it's a lot cheaper. But it's time for me to show you my favorite reason for using this database, and that is the Cite button that's on the right hand side of the screen. Okay? So every single time you do something in college and you're going to find one of these articles, you're going to have to do some type of works cited page or bibliography, or else you're going to be in trouble. Okay? So you have to do proper citations, you have to have your works cited page, and one of the reasons that this is so handy is because you click the Cite button, and I doubt many of you have MLA or APA or Chicago Turabian, any of those kind of things memorized. But if you click on the Cite button, it brings up, okay, well, here's how you would put this article in your works cited page if you were using APA. Here's Chicago Turabian. Most of you will probably wind up using MLA, and that's probably what you mostly used in high school. So there you go. You copy and paste that into your works cited page, fix the formatting and the font, and that's really all there is to it. Now, keep in mind, these are entered by librarians, and librarians make mistakes too. So don't just take it at face value without double checking things and expect to just make 100. Also keep in mind, this is the only time it's ever okay to copy and paste something into a research paper or into any paper for that matter. So your works cited page, you can do that on. Okay, that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, one thing that I should point out to you is you'll notice there's this little button, the Choose Databases button. And if you can't find anything in Academic Search Complete, you click on that, and you'll notice that you can search every single one of these databases at the same time. So you could select all of them and click OK. And now the interface looks exactly the same, except instead of just searching Academic Search Complete, you're searching every single database. So look at that. We can type in the same stuff that we had before, and depending on what you're searching, some of these things you may get more results, some of them you may not get very many at all. We searched George Washington Revolution and got 5 earlier, and we may get the same thing. We got 9 this time. So I mean, it almost doubled them. So but that's just something to keep in mind, and that's all there is. So once you've learned it once, you've got it down pat. All right, I'll see you in the next video.